Hi everyone, Linda here from Create Your Future, and I'm back again to answer another viewer's question. But before I begin, I do offer one-on-one coaching. All the info is down below in the description box. And also, we do have a free course called How to Identify Your Blocks and Manifest Fast. I suggest you guys take a look at it. It's free and it kind of gives you the foundation that you need to help you manifest and understand the name of the game. So, the question comes from a viewer and they say, if someone gave me terrible news, and in quotes they wrote that I manifested with my fears, old thoughts, and old assumptions, I can ignore it or revise it and persist in the new story, right? Lots of love, heart, heart, their name. So the first thing I want to say is I'm so happy and proud that she acknowledge that she manifested that with her fears and old thoughts and old assumptions. Amazing, 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 because that is key to law of assumption. What you assume to be true will be true, and that's what we always talk about. First, we need to identify the blocks. What is that story, that fear, that assumption, that worry? What is that thing that we keep dwelling on, that we keep focusing on, that we keep creating? So she says, I can ignore it or revise it, yes. And I can persist in the new story, right? Yes. So ignoring it, to me, just like when people say ignore the 3D, it doesn't mean, nope, didn't happen. Nope, didn't happen. Sweep it under the rug. Sweep it under the rug. That's not what ignoring the 3D means, or ignoring what happened means. What it means is you acknowledge that it happened. We are living a 3D life, 3D reality. You acknowledge that it happens, but you're not going to react to it. So let's just say you manifested a third party and you see the third party. The first thing a lot of people want to do is call SP. You're a this, you're a that. I can't believe it. Maybe you're going to screenshot it. You're going to send it to your friends. You're going to send it to your family. And you're going to say what a piece of work this person is, and I can't believe they did this. And then maybe you're going to send them messages. Maybe you're going to react. So the first thing is we're not going to react. We're not going to acknowledge it. That's what ignoring the situation means. That's also what ignoring the 3D means. So what I like to do is, part of the ignoring is not reacting, first and foremost, because like she said, I created this with my fears, my assumptions, proof that it works, okay? So the first thing I would do, like for example, we'll talk about a third party situation, is, I created the third party. I don't like that. I know I created it with my fears, my worries, my assumptions, because I thought they would move on. I didn't feel good enough. I thought they would go back to their ex, and they did, okay? So you're going to acknowledge it. You're not going to react. You're not going to do all those things that we said, call, cry, yell at a friend, call them. You can have your emotions. You can cry to yourself. You can have your moment. You can let it out. We are human. No one's saying to be high and flighty all day and positive vibrations all day. Have your moment because it's hurtful. You are experiencing in the 3D, but you're not going to react in terms of to SP or calling the third party or your friends and all that, okay? So you see it, you acknowledge it, we're not reacting. We're ignoring it. And then you're going to identify how you created it. Well, I was worried about this, okay? So, and then what you could do is say the opposite. I am chosen, I am loved. SP wants me and only me. There is no third party. There is nobody that can replace me. I'm magnetic, I'm mesmerizing, I'm always in faithful, loving, committed relationships. SP loves and adores me. You can use other techniques to symbolize that, to represent that as well. You can visualize a scene where you're with SP. You can visualize a conversation. You can script it, whatever the case may be. So that's what I would say for the ignoring piece. Now, if you want to revise it, revising looks like this. There's a photo of SP with another person. It's just their cousin. It's just their coworker. It's just something that they're posting to try to make me jealous. That's how you're going to revise it. It was no big deal. It's not what I'm thinking. Because remember, a lot of times when we see something, we don't have proof or evidence, right? We see a picture and all of a sudden, depending on your self-concept, mental diet, and your state, you're assuming worst case scenario. Oh my gosh, that's another girl, that's another guy, they've moved on. But we don't know if that's the truth. So why is it so hard for us to believe it's a friend, it's a coworker, it's someone to make me jealous, it's nothing to worry about? Either way, you don't have proof of who this person is. Either way, you don't know for sure what it is. But it's so quick for us to create a scene where it's the worst case scenario rather than create a scene where it's the best case scenario. So that's one option. Another option is, let's just say it is a photo. of SP and it is a third party. You know for a fact it's an ex-girlfriend, it's the girl you were worried about, whatever the case may be. A, they could break up. B, they could be a rebound. It could be an old picture. It could be their birthday and they're just acknowledging it's their birthday. Again, they posted an ex to make you jealous. You're going to revise that what you saw is not what you thought it was, and you're going to give it a good meaning, okay? And then the other piece is persist in the new story. Always, always. No matter what you see in the 3D, no matter what you hear, no matter what someone's told you, however you want to address it, whether you want to revise it, whether you want to ignore the 3D, whether you want to script through it, affirm through it, visualize through it, just keep persisting. Things change all the time. Things change rapidly. People change their minds. The thing is that a lot of times we look at it logically. Let's just say that is a third party and it's an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend they went back with. Logically, we're thinking they're over me. They're in love with that person. I'm going to have to wait for them to like argue. I'm going to have to wait for them to break up. Then I'm going to have to wait for them to get over their ex. Then I'm going to have to like hope that they see me or think of me. And then they're going to not want like a relationship because they just got out of. It doesn't have to be like that. You're not changing that person that you're seeing right now. You're aligning to a timeline where that version of that person that is single, that is with you, that loves you is already there. So you're not starting from scratch. You're not doing this logical step-by-step stuff to create what you want. You're aligning with the version of that person or that thing that you want. Now, because we are living a 3D reality, you're not going to feel it. It's not like, boom, another version is going to come back with like a different vibration. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is a different person. It's going to feel normal. They're going to call you more. They're going to show up more. Maybe text you, I miss you. Things organically are happening. That's the shift, okay? Same thing if it was, for example, let's use a job, okay? And let's just say you didn't get the job that you wanted because you had a fear that you weren't good enough, you weren't smart enough. They're looking for somebody older. They're looking for somebody younger. They're looking for somebody with a diploma, degree in that area. Maybe that's your situation, okay? So you didn't get the job because of these fears, thoughts, and assumptions that you're aware that you had that created it. Perfect. You know how you created it. So you can ignore it. Nope. They made a mistake. No big deal. I'm going to change the story. No big deal. They made a mistake. They're going to hire me anyway, some way, somehow. I'm the successful candidate. I'm going to go into the new story. I'm always chosen. I'm worthy of this job. I'm perfect and good enough as I am. I intend there was a mistake. I intend that I'm the successful candidate. I intend they're going to send me an offer for a better job. Or you could revise it. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. See yourself getting an email that says, due to a glitch in the system, unfortunately, da-da-da-da. However, you are the successful candidate for the job. Revise what happened. Revise what you heard. And then, of course, persist in the new story. And a funny story that I have a success story with a job offer. And I think I shared it before in one of my shorts or one of my other videos regarding my success stories with my clients. I had a lady, she was applying for work. She was applying for jobs. She's been out of work for quite a few years. Because she was going through her own thing and she's a little bit older. So, of course, she's feeling I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. They're not going to choose me. They want someone younger. They're going to judge me. I haven't been working in so long. I've only worked in this one field for many, many years. This is a totally different field. That all goes down to not being good enough, not being chosen. So we worked on that. We identified her blocks of you're perfect and good enough as you are. How do you know that maybe they want someone that doesn't have all that experience because they want to train you in their way? Right? Maybe they are looking for somebody more mature. So your age is not the issue. You know, maybe, who knows? There's so many other reasons of why you could get the job. So what happened was she had messaged me and she said, they're supposed to contact me in 2 weeks and they did it. I haven't heard from them in 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, ignore it. There was a glitch in the system. They were on vacation, they were on holidays, ignore the 3D. We're not going to react. We're not going to finalize it. We're not going to assume that that's the final answer. I didn't get the job and forget it. We're going to revise it. There was a mistake. They're going to contact me any minute. Okay? And you're going to persist in the story. Exactly what this viewer said. Beautifully said. Perfect. She's got it down packed. That's exactly what I would suggest. So that's what I said to my client. And then she ends up calling me, the next time we spoke, she says to me, oh my gosh, you're never going to believe what happened. I said, what? She checked her junk mail and she did get the job and it was in her junk mail. So she didn't see it. She never received it. So she assumed that she didn't get it, but she did. See how that was revised? So she contacts the company back and she says, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It came through my junk mail. I didn't notice it. And you want to know what happened? They said to her, you know, we were going to reach out to you again anyways because you didn't reply to accept nor decline the position. She said, however, ever since then, we did fill the spot. However, we have another job that's a higher position that's better paid that we think actually you're probably more best suited for. And she took that and she got that job. So this is what I mean about don't react because things can change all the time. Revise it. There could be so many different realities of what happened to make this thing occur, and you could pick and choose the reality you want, the meaning you want to give it, and it will show up that way. And you're going to persist. You're going to persist. If it's not this job, another job would have came up, a better job would have came up. You don't know. But the minute we accept that as final and give up and react to 3D and accept what we're seeing in 3D as final, that's when we stumble, and that's when we stay stuck in this current reality. And that's when we continue to experience the same situation over and over again. So, yep, kudos to her. She must have been a longtime viewer of ours because she got it down packed. She can ignore the 3D. You can revise it and persist in the new story. You got it. You got it, girl. That's it. Keep doing what you're doing. Try to be as consistent as possible is what I would say, because it's easy to do all these things, but what are you doing in between? What are your thoughts in between? What's your mental diet like in between? You're revising, you're affirming, you're scripting, you're persisting in it, but then are you still saying, yeah, but I don't think I'm going to get the job, but I'm not sure if this is going to work. Yeah, but you know, how about if that picture really, now we're wavering. And when you waver, you're like on a hamster wheel. One step forward, two step back. So yeah, continue doing what you're doing. I would say just be consistent and try to stay in the favorable story dominantly. You don't have to be 100% perfect, just dominantly. Even if you're 1% higher in the favorable story than not, you got this, okay? So I intend I answered her question well, and I intend that this helped a lot of other viewers. And like I said, if you want one-on-one coaching to tailor specifically a plan for you and identify your blocks in particular, I do offer coaching. Info is down below. And yeah, so until next time, we'll talk soon. Ciao, ciao.